Gananam tva ganapatihim havamahe kavim kavinamupamashravastaman Jyeshtarajam brahmanam brahmanaspatana shrunvannutibhis sedasadanam Shri Mahaganadhipataye namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om. Dear friends, we are seeing Vivekachudamani. In the last class, we have completed sloka number 412 of the Sringeri edition, where Shankaracharya was talking about the eradication of the mind, Mano Nasha. He was talking about that because the manas or chittam, that is the cause for all this vikalpa. Chittamuloyam vikalpa, that's what he said. All this vikalpa, all this duality, all this false perception is only because of so many vasanas which are there in the chittam. So that chittam has to be neutralized. So that he has been talking about, and only when chittam is neutralized that you will be able to realize your real nature. So on this real nature, all this is somewhat like the dirt. So unless all that dirt is removed, your real nature is not found. So he was talking about samahita antahkarana swarupe vilokaya atmanam akhanda vaibhavam. So this antahkarana has to samahita, it has to be stabilized. Stabilized here in this sense, it has to be, all the vasanas have to be eradicated. So that is what it meant. Then that antahkarana, instead of going after the bahya vastu, that is the external objects, it has to dwell on the Atman itself. So that is what we saw in the last class. And now we have to see sloka number 413. So it again continues in the same way. That is, he is now talking about how you have to look at yourself, say by negating all these upadhis. Where the Atma is having so many upadhis, the body-mind complex is the main upadhi. So all these upadhis, this panchakosha and all these upadhis, and then the egoism, that all this identity, whether it is a social identity or the notion of I, so all these things we have to negate. So that is what he says. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam sachidanandamadvayam bhavayatmanamatmastham na bhuyah kalpasedhvane. Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam Sat Chit Anandam Advayam Bhavaya Atmanam Atmastham Atmanam Evam Bhavaya. So you meditate on this idea. Atmanam Bhavaya. You meditate that you are, what exactly is your real nature? Sarva Upadhi Vinirmukta. That is, I am the Sarva Upadhi Vinirmukta. The real nature of mine, my real nature is that I am the one which is devoid of all these upadhis. Upadhis are all these stula, sushma, karana, sharira. And sat, chit, anandam. What is my real nature? That is of the nature of sat, it is of the nature of chit, and that is of the nature of ananda. We need not elaborate on that because these words we have come across several times. And also advayam, that is that non-dual, the only one, because there is no division in the consciousness. There is no division in what is called Sat. So there is only an appearance in Sat, and also there is an appearance of duality in Chit also. But in reality there is no duality in that, say, Akhanda Chit. So Advayam, Bhavaya. Bhavayam is you meditate, you think like that. You dwell on that particular idea. Atmanam, Atmastham. And where is this Atma? This Atma is Atmastham. Atmastham is, it is something which is realized in your own antahkarana. Pratibodha viditam matam. That is what Upanishad says. That is, in every cognition, you are able to feel you have to feel the presence of that Brahman. That is like you feel the presence of electricity in all the gadgets. So likewise, we have to feel the presence of that consciousness in every cognition we have, in every chitta vritti we have. All these chitta vrittis are actually illumined by that same consciousness alone. Vritti is jadam. Vritti is not sentient. Vritti is jadam. Chitta vritti is jadam. So all these vrittis are again illumined by that supreme consciousness. So in all these chitta vrittis, you are knowing, you are coming to know of the presence of that consciousness. So bhavaya atmanam atmastham Na bhuyah kalpase advane. Na bhuyah. Bhuyah means again. Bhuyah again. Advane tvam na kalpase. Advane means adva is what? Adva is the path. And what is the path? The path of samsara. The path of transmigration. Whenever you say path, path only means samsara path. Gati. Gati is actually samsara gati only. So you will not again be destined for na kalpase means here in the sense of you will not be destined for the samsara path. You are destined for something higher. You will not tvam advane na kalpase. For this path you are not destined. That means you need not again touch this path. You will transcend that particular path. So here, of course, the commentator again it says, say jeevan mukta. You see, jeevan mukta is also like a janaka. There can be a person like janaka, a jeevan mukta who is also doing some job, who is also discharging his duties as a king. Then how is he discharging his duties? It is all because of the Prarabdha karma only. And that Prarabdha karma and whatever he is discharging, it is not exactly a fresh karma. It is not an agami karma. We know that agami, sanchita and Prarabdha. Sanchita will get destroyed by jnanam. Agami again, it is in your own will. It is in your own will to either to do or not to do. And agami, whatever by virtue of Prarabdha karma, whatever you are doing, that is something which is akarma, it becomes akarma, because jnani karma becomes akarma. We have seen these things, karmani akarmayah pashyed, etc., etc. So that prarabdha karma is going on like that kulala chakra nyaya. We have also seen the definition. Kulala chakra, the potter's wheel. Potter rotates it for some time and leaves it, and then that momentum continues to move it for some more time. So that is potter's wheel. So that kulala chakra nyaya. So, na bhuyah kalpase dhvane. And the commentator is also quoting some Shruti lines like na punaravartate. Na punaravartate means he doesn't return. Atma jnani, he will not again return, means he will not return to this particular wheel of samsara. He goes beyond this wheel of samsara. Then the next section is talking about how one has to ignore the drishyam. Upeksha. Drishyasya upeksha. And of course, we have seen this even earlier also, because Shankaracharya is again and again harping on the same points in a slightly different manner, basically because it is nididhyasanam. What is nididhyasanam? Nididhyasanam is you have to contemplate on the same thing again and again from different points of view and in a different manner, in different words. So this is actually a nididhyasana grandham. We know that most of these prakarana grandhas are like nididhyasana grandhas. Not Prakarana Grantha like Vedanta Sara. Vedanta Sara is a small Prakarana Grantha, it is a small textbook like thing. But these things, Shankaracharya's Atma Bodha and say Vivekachudamani, these texts are Manasa Puja, Nirguna Manasa Puja, etc. They are for Nididhyasanam only. Nirvana Shatkam, these things, they are basically for Nididhyasanam. They are actually for contemplation by the enlightened person in order to strengthen, because even after Jnanam, you are also supposed to have this Shama, Dama, Titiksha and all those things, isn't it? Shama, Sadhana, Chatushtaya, it has to be there. They will continue even after Jnana. They are sadhana. They are actually the means for Jnana. But even after Jnana, they remain with a Jnani. That means it is Antaranga Sadhana. Antaranga, you know the difference between Antaranga Sadhana and Bahiranga Sadhana. Karma is a Bahiranga Sadhana. Karma drops off. Whereas this Titiksha, then Shama, Dama, all these things, they continue to be there. So that is the reason why a Jnani, he will continue to have all these things. This is because it is an Antaranga Sadhana. So he will strengthen it by doing that Nididhyasana. By Nididhyasana, all those things become stronger. Of course, he is going to say in another next shloka. So now in this present shloka 414, he is talking about how to ignore the Drishyam. Chayeva pumsah paridrushyamanam abhasarupena phalanubhutya shariramarat shavavan nirastam punarna sandhatta idam mahatma. Idam shariram mahatma punaha na sandhatte. Idam shariram, this particular body, mahatma. Mahatma means a great person. Who is the great person here? A realized person. Punaha na sandhatte. He will not take up the body again. So that is the last line. This shariram, idam applies to shariram. Mahatma, this realized person, na punaha sandhatte, he will not take up. Who is this Mahatma? What is he doing? We will see, chayeva pumsaha paridrushyamanam abhasa rupena phalanubhutya. You take the word phalanubhutya first. Phalanubhutya means by virtue of knowing the self, by virtue of say experiencing the self. That is phalanubhutya. Phalanubhuti is the word. Phalanubhutya is tritiya vibhakti. That is by experiencing the say phalam, by eating the fruit. Phalam is fruit. And what is the fruit here? Brahmanubhuti. By experiencing that Brahman, that is after, in other words, after experiencing the self, then what will happen? All this paridrushyamanam, what all is seen, is abhasa rupena dushyate. Abhasa rupena means it looks like a shadow. It looks just like an appearance. Once you are realized, you are a realized person, then the world looks like a sort of abhasa. And how? Chayeva pumsaha. Pumsaha chaya iva. Pumsaha of a person. Pumsaha is Shakti Ekavachanam. Pumsaha chaya iva. It is like the shadow of a person. Shadow is tall in the morning, again it becomes shorter, and again it becomes taller, and depending on the surface on which it falls, it is taking all types of ups and downs and various shapes. So all this chaya is undergoing so many changes. So similarly, this body-mind complex also is undergoing similar change, so many changes. Jayate, asti, vardate, parinamate, apachiyate, vinashyati, etc., etc. All these changes it is undergoing. So which means it is like a chaya only, whereas the I, the jivatma, whatever is the real self, it is one and the same. The jivatma, that consciousness factor, that consciousness component, let us say, that consciousness component is the same, whereas this thing is changing. So it is like the chaya, pumsaha chaya iva. Then paridrushyamanam abhasa rupena, he sees like that. He perceives whatever is this drishyam in that manner. And paridrushyamanam shariram. What is this paridrushyamanam? Not only the world, shariram. Paridrushyamanam shariram. Then arat means very closely. Very far off. Arad upakarakam, that is arat. Shavavat nirastam. Shavavat nirastam, like a dead body you have discarded. Nirasta means, nirasam is discarding. Nirastam is something which is discarded. That is shavavat nirastam. That is something which is discarded, like a dead body. And such a person, punaha shariram na sandhatte. Punaha na sandhatte idam. Idam applies to shariram. The anvaya, if you see the anvaya, phalanubhutya, after experiencing the self, then abhasa rupena. And in this abhasa, like a chaya, you will see chaya of what? Pumsaha chaya iva, of a person, of a human being, like a chaya. And here, of course, pumsa, puman, you can also take it as jivatma. Jivatma, and for that jivatma, it is a chaya only. So like that, paridrushyamanam, entire thing, paridrushyamanam shariram, it has to be seen like that, and then it has to be rejected, like a shava. And of course, this nirasta, where this word nirasta, one commentator has written, it has to be negated, like say jnanagni dagdha. Suppose a shavam, a dead body, is say cremated, isn't it? It is burnt. So similarly, these stula shariras, stula sushma karana shariras, these have to be burnt in jnanagni. It is a nice way of saying. So this sharira, stula sushma karana sharira, has to be burnt in this jnanagni. So that is one nice way. Then his BMI, that body-mind complex, it will remain. It will remain like dagdha patanyayam. You know that dagdha patanyayam, a cloth which is there, burnt, and then if you just touch it, it will become ash. But outwardly it will look like a cloth only. It has retained the shape of a cloth, but it is actually say ash. So dagdha patanyayam, it is there, but it is not functional. So it is like that. So punaha na sandhatte, he doesn't take up the body again. So then the next shloka also is in the same way. Satata vimala bodhananda rupam swametya tyaja jada mala rupopadhimetam sudure atha punarapi naiva smaryatam vanta vastu smarana vishaya bhutam kalpate kutsanaya. Is giving another example. You see, Suppose somebody vomits, vanta vastu. Vanti, Telugu also, in Telugu also we say vanti means vomiting. Vanti is actually Sanskrit word. Vanta vastu, something which has been vomited. Vanta vastu, smarana vishaya bhutam. Even if it comes to your mind, even if you are able to see it again, even if it comes to your memory again, then kalpate kutsanaya. Kutsanaya kalpate. Kutsanam means what? Kutsanam means just discarding in a disdainful manner. Again, what you say, in a scornful manner, in a disdainful way, you are dismissing it. So, kutsanaya, it deserves to be abhorred, it deserves to be dismissed. Kutsanaya kalpate. Kalpate means it becomes fit for that. Suppose you have vomited something, and suppose you again see it or recall it. Again, say it is something which has to be discarded only, isn't it? Jugupsa is something that is the right word. So, you just discard it. So, similarly, a jnani sees his own body-mind complex in that manner. He sees the body-mind complex as something which is called vanta vastu, something which is vomited. So, Shankaracharya is giving very strong similes, you see. In the earlier shloka, he said it is shariram shavam. Shavavat nirasam. Now it is like vanta vastu. Like vanta vastu. Suppose you are clinging on to something which is vanta vastu. So you are clinging on and then all other people will laugh at you. So similarly the Shastra will laugh at a man if he is clinging on to the same body-mind complex and calling himself a jnani, then Shastra will laugh. So that is what it means. So let us see the first line. Satata vimala bodha ananda rupam swam etya. Swam means atmanam. Etya means having realized what? Satata vimala bodhananda rupam sametya. Swam etya. And what is this? Satata means always, never failing. You are in that nishtha, Brahma nishtha. You are not deviating from that Brahma nishtha. Satata vimala. Vimala again is pure. Vimala, that is not attached sattva, rajas, tamo, guna, all those devoid of all that. And bodha ananda rupam. Bodha means chitswarupa. Bodha is, here it doesn't mean understanding. Understanding also you can take clear understanding. That is ananda. But here not clear understanding, it is ananda. Chitswarupa, of the nature of consciousness. Then ananda rupam. Because you are chit, you are ananda. So one leading to the other. Bodha ananda rupam swam atmanam etya. Pondi, that is in Telugu we call it having. Etya is again lyap pratyaya, having attained it. Then tyaja jadam jada malarupa upadhim etam. Etam upadhim, that means this sharira. Etam upadhim, etam shariram. This particular body, this particular upadhi, what is its nature? Jada malarupa. It is insentient and malarupa. It is connected, it is controlled by the sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. The Atma is something which is Vimala and Bodha Rupa. This is Jada and Amala Rupa. Mala Rupa, not Amala. Jada, Mala Rupa. Upadhim Yetam Sudure Tyaja. Just leave it far away, just discard it far away. Then Atha Punarapi Naivas Maryatam. Never again think of it. Punarapi, again, Naivas Maryatam, let it not be remembered at all. Naivas Maryatam, this is again in that Prayoga, this is Nas Maryatam means, you let it not be remembered, let it not be recalled at all, so let it be forgotten. So it deserves to be abhorred, this body-mind complex which is of the nature of Jada, which is of the nature of Mala. Mala means Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Guna, Bhuishtam. So this sort of upadhi, you discard it far away. So it is like that. And if you still cling on to that, people will laugh at you, or the Shastra will laugh at you, just like, say, a person who is sticking on to that Vanta Vastu, a person who is again taking that Vanta Vastu, people will abhor him. So similarly, the Shastra will abhor you. So that is what it says. Then again he continues in the same way. Samulametam paridahyavanhau sadatmani brahmani nirvikalpe tatasvayam nitya vishuddha bodha anandatmana tisthati vidvarishtaha. Vidvadvarishtaha, one and the same. We have heard the word vidvadvarishtaha. Vidwan, Vidvad Varishtaha. Varishta means highest among them. With Varishtaha. With also means the knower. With, Atma with, Brahma with. With means the knower. Say with Varishtaha. With plus Varishtaha becomes with Varishtaha. That is highest among them. With Varishtaha. With itself is good enough, but he is with Varishtaha. This with Varishtaha, how Anandatmana Tishtati, Nitya Shuddha Bodha Anandatmana Tishtati. So he stays in a very happy condition, in a blissful condition, like what? Swayam Nitya, Nitya means that Sat. Satpa, Nitya always means something eternal, means something which is unchanging, that is what is Sat. Vishuddha, that is without, devoid of Sattva, Rajas, Tama, etc., etc. And Bodha Anandatmana, like the same words which were used in the earlier sloka. Bodha is say Chit, Anandatmana, Tishtati, Vidvarishtaha. Having done what? Samulam Etam Paridahya, one how. Etam is this body, mind complex. Samulam means along with the root. And what is the root? Root is that Ajnana. Ajnana is again Maya. So this Samulam, that is along with that Maya, Paridahya, having totally destroyed, having totally burnt it. Pari means totally. Paridahya. Dahya again is Lya Pratyaya, isn't it? Paridahya, Dahati, Dahya. Paridahya, one how in the fire. And what is that fire? Jnanagni. In that Jnanagni. Then Sadatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe. Sat Atmani. In that Atma, which is the only real thing. In that Brahman, in that Nirvikalpa, where there is no differentiation, where there is no duality, in that Brahma, Tataha Swayam Sadana Swayam, then he himself, this with Varishtaha, this Jnani, Nitya Vishuddha Anandatmana Tishtati. So having discarded, unless you discard that body, unless you discard this, unless you set it on fire, you will not be peaceful. So this body, mind complex is something which has to be set on fire in that Jnanagni. But that is what is tapas. In fact, tapasvadhyaya niratam, probably when we studied Ramayana, we should have thought of this also. We had to have thought of that also, because tapasvadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidam varam. I recall at that time we took the shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, 17th chapter Bhagavad Gita. We talked about say sattvika tapas, rajasa tapas and tamasa tapas. And again, what is vachika tapas, kayika tapas, and manasa tapas. Kayikam tapa, say vangmayam tapa uchyate, manasam tapa uchyate, etc. There are 6 shlokas describing tapas. So this again is the essence of it. That is, by this jnanagni you are totally destroying one by one. So these upadhis, they are all like, say, which is like the dirt. Suppose a goldsmith, what will a goldsmith do? A goldsmith will take the gold, impure gold, he will burn it in a crucible to the melting point, and once it melts, all other say elements also, all other metals also, they also melt, and at that time he will be able to remove those impure metals from this pure gold, and he will take out. So similarly, unless you heat up, heating up means tapa alochane, you have to heat it up by virtue of chintanam. And then you have to remove all these things. What? This mind is kamas, sankalpo, vichikitsa, dhrutihi, adhrutihi, hrir, dhir, bhi, all these things which are aspects of the mind, which are various constituents of the mind, which are various say facets of the mind, all those things one by one, they have to be removed. So remove one by one, and the mind becomes pure. So that is what it is. So that is what is tapas. Tapas is not something which is going to forest and then sporting a beard and whatnot. Tapas is, as a grihastha you do tapas, as a brahmachari student does tapas. So everyone is capable of doing tapas. Everyone is competent to do tapas. Everyone is capable of doing tapas. So that is what we should have thought about, that tapasvadhyaya nirata also. So here also there is the same thing. Samulam etam paridahya vanhau, that jnanagni, jnana tapasa. And this is Bhagavad Gita also. Vitaraga bhayakrodhaha manmaya mamupashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhava magataha. That shloka, if you remember, jnana bahavaha, several people, jnana tapasa, by virtue of this jnana tapas, they have got rid of this raga, bhaya, krodha, all those things they got rid of. And then putaha means purified. Putaha, madbhavam agataha. They have become me. So once you remove all those things, you are becoming that. So that is it. When all these upadhis are removed, you are becoming that gold. When all these impurities are, gone. Then again he is talking about this Prarabdha karma. Prarabdha sutra gratitam shariram prayatu va tishtatu gorivasrak natat punah pashyati tattvavetta anandatmana brahmani lina vrittihi. So Prarabdha sutra gratitam shariram. This shariram, how has this shariram come into existence? This has come into existence because of this Prarabdha sutra. This sutra, there is some sort of thread-like thing to which all the bodies, all these shariras are, they are all say like flowers in a garland. They are all tied to that sutra. That is why you call it Hiranyagarbha, you call it Sutratma also, Sutratma. So then this is Prarabdha Sutra Gratitam. This is something which is determined by this Prarabdha Karma only. And Gratitam is something which is held by, something which is hooked on to that, something which is held by Sutram. Sutram is that, thread. So this Shariram is something like a flower which is held to which is tied to the thread. And why Prarabdha? This sutra, what is the name of this sutra? Sutra's name is Prarabdha Sutra. That is Prarabdha Karma. And this Prarabdha Karma is something which you can't avoid, because it is somewhat like mukta narachavat, mukta ishu, mukteshuvat. We remember the word mukteshuvat. Ishu means arrow. Mukteshuvat means an arrow which has been shot. Mukta narachavat, another expression. Naracha also is an arrow. Mukta narachavat. It is like an arrow which has been shot. Now, of course, no arrows, you can say bullet. A bullet which has been fired, you can't get it back. So, you can't hold it, say, in the middle. So, like that, Prarabdha Sutra Gratitam Prayatuva Tishtatu. Prayatuva Tishtatuva. Let it go or let it remain. Prayatuva means let it go, let it remain. Prayatuva Tishtatu. Tishtatu va. You can also add va to there. Go riva srak. Goho srak iva. Goho. Goho means Shashti Ekavachanam. Goho. Goho gavoho gavam. Goho srak iva. Srak means a garland. A garland around its neck. Suppose you have put a garland around the neck of a cow. And the cow, they say it is just not bothered about it. Whether it is there, whether it is not there, it can't even look at that, it doesn't even look at that. So, like that, you just don't bother whether the body remains or not, whether the body stays or not. Don't take extreme care of this body. That is the basic point is, don't take, in the next shloka he is going to say, this Dehatma Bhava, you are supposed to, you have to totally forget about it. So, to that, this is a sort of an introduction, you see. So, this Shariram, which is actually the product of this Prarabdha Karma, whether it remains or goes, you just remain like that cow on whose neck there is a garland put. The cow is just not bothered about it. It can't even see that. So, like that, you don't even look at it. Then, na punaha pashyati tattvavetta. So, this body, na punah pashyati. Punaha means again. Again means after he becomes a jnani. Punaha na punah pashyati means after he becomes a jnani. Tattvavetta anandatmana brahmani lina vrittihi. Tattvavetta anandatmana, it is connected to the next line. There should be two avagrahas there. Your book, does it have two avagraha? Okay. You can put two avagraha. So, just as the garland doesn't bother the cow, similarly, the body-mind complex should not bother a jnani. So that is the point. So, yeah, the next shloka also is something in the same about body he is talking about. 418. Akhandanandamatmanam vijñāya svasvarupatah kimichan kasya vahetoho deham pushnati tattvavit. He is doing this arthatonuvadam of a Upanishad line. Arthatonuvadam is not quoting the exact line. It is quoting exactly the same meaning. Arthataha anuvadaha. Then Shabdato anuvadam is just quoting it. Now, taking exactly almost the same opinion, same words and then same meaning. So kimichan kasyava hetoho deham pushnati tattvavit. Tattvavit, a person who, a realized person, what for will he feed this body? What for will he nourish the body? What for will he decorate this body? So he need not do any makeup. He need not go to a makeup man. He need not touch up. He need not dye his hair and whatnot. So of course, now you may find some Swamijis who are living in some 5-star style, and then who have this body massage people, and then some makeup people and whatnot. Some sort of Dera Babas you come across nowadays. These Dera Babas who are living in luxury, who are living in great luxury. So they will have their own masseurs and all such people. So not that. So he is talking about real Tattvavetta, not about Dera Babas. He is talking about Tattvavetta. Kimichan. For what purpose? Why? Akhandanandam Atmanam Vijnaya Swaswarupataha. After he has realized his own self as that Akhanda Anandam Swarupa. You are not craving for, say, petty, say, sense objects. Once you have realized yourself as that supreme Akhanda Rupa, then you are not craving for some petty things. So Akhanda Anandam Atmanam Vijnaya, having realized oneself, Vijnaya, again say that lep, having realized it, Swaswarupataha. Swaswarupataha means as your own nature, or as his own nature. As his own nature, he has realized. So for such a person, for what purpose will he nourish? What for he will decorate his body? What for will he embellish his body? So he need not do that, and he need not put all, say, gold fingers on all 5, gold rings on all 5 fingers. He need not wear huge, say, gold chains and whatnot. He will not do that. So this is a line from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Atmanan ched vijaniyat ayamasmiti purushaha. This Chandrasekhara Bharati Swami has also quoted this. Atmanam ched vijaniyat. Atmanam vijaniyat chet ayam asmiti purushaha. Purushaha, a seeker. Ayam asmi. This is what I am. That Atma I am. Once you realize this, then kimichan kasya kamaya. Desiring what? What are you going to desire? Because this Atma, which is that infinite in nature, and where is the need for any desire? Kimichan kasya kamaya. For what? Shariram anusanjvaret. Why will he struggle with the body? Anusanjvaret means he has no reason to struggle with the body. So he will not say take pains to say have that deha vimanam and all that. Say anusanjvaret. Jvara, you know the word jvara is sickness. Anusanjvaret means he will also continuing the sickness with the body, that is struggling with the body. So what for will he struggle with the body? He will not bother for the body. It doesn't mean that he is going to commit suicide or anything. Jnani is not supposed to commit suicide. Jnani will only, if he becomes a sannyasi, if he becomes a regular sannyasi, naturally according to sannyasa ashrama, there is what is called Atma Shraddham. Atma Shraddha, he performs the Shraddha and that is it gives that particular, it is a rite of passage, let us say. In sociology they call it rites of passage. So from one stage you have gone to another stage. So it is for the knowledge of everyone that this man has performed Atma Shraddha and Abhayam Sarva Bhutebhyaha. So he also swears Abhayam and all that. So he may be wearing a danda, ekadanda, tridanda as the case may be. So that is what is sannyasa. But here, a jnani, of course, we are not talking about a sannyasi. A jnani, he will not commit suicide. He will just stay with the body. He will not take extra care of the body. Sharira yatra matra cheshta sharya Shankaracharya. In Gita Bhashyam, he writes somewhere. So he doesn't totally ignore the body. He will continue to do those activities which are needed for the maintenance of the body. That's all. He will keep it neat so that people will not feel the stink around you. People should not be inconvenienced. So you take bath, keep the body neat. So that's all. So anyway, now he is going to tell about further. He is further telling about the Atma Jnana Phalam. What is the Phalam? Or how the Jeevan Mukta stays. You see, Samsiddhasya Phalam Tvetat Jeevan Muktasya Yoginah Bahirantas Sadananda Rasasvadanam Atmani Samsiddhasya Phalam Tu Etat Phalam Tvetat. Samsiddhasya tu, for a person who is samsiddha. Samsiddha means a person who has realized that the Atman very well. Samsiddha, samyak. Not only siddha, samyak siddha. Siddha is sadhyam and siddham. Sadhyam is something to be attained. Siddham is something which has been attained. That is Atmanubhava. He has attained it so well. That is samsiddhasya. Phalam tu etat. This is the phalam for this jeevan muktasya yoginaha. For a yogi who is a jeevan mukta. What is this phalam? Vahihi antaha sada ananda rasaswadanam atmani. Atmani means in his own self. He is not seeking any external pleasures. He is not going for any external pleasures. Sada ananda rasaswadanam bahihi antaha. Bahihi antaha means, simply speaking, externally and internally. What is meaning externally, internally? Swamiji has written a nice comment on that. That is, whether he is in that samadhi, whether he is in that nididhyasana. Even a jnani, he is in a samadhi, he does nididhyasana, etc., isn't it? Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam, something like that. So he is also doing nididhyasana. And whether he is in that samadhi or whether he is attending to his normal day-to-day routine. You see, a jnani, he also has some day-to-day routine. He has also got some prarabdha karma. He is always not in that, samadhi, meditating, I am Atma, I am Brahma, I am Brahma, I am Brahma. He may not be doing that meditation. But even when he comes out also, he is aware of that. He is in the same state. He is in the same state and he is looking at the entire world as some chayeva pumsaha. We just saw that. Like the shadow of a person, of a human being. So like that, he will be looking at this world. Bahihi antaha. Whether he is interacting with the external world or whether he is in the samadhi or out of samadhi. In both stages, he is neutral. He is udasinaha, vadasinaha, Gita. Ut asinaha. He is above the current of he is above the flow, the normal flow of this worldly activity. Then again, he is now again talking about Vairagya, Bodha and Uparati. A few slokas behind, if we just go a few slokas behind, we talked about Vairagya, Bodha. These two are like two wings of a bird, he was saying. Vairagya leads to Bodha. Bodha means now understanding, and understanding again reinforces that Vairagya. So that reinforcement, each reinforcing the other, each supporting the other. So that is what we saw. So something similar he is also saying here. He is adding one more thing called Uparati. Vairagya, Bodha and Uparati. They reinforce one another. So of course he is saying Vairagyasya phalam bodha. Slightly different way he is saying. And there he said Vairagya and Bodha, they reinforce each other and then they are like two wings of a bird. So here he says Vairagyasya phalam bodha. The result of that Vairagya is Bodha. Bodha means, I will read the shloka first. Vairagyasya phalam bodha, bodhasyoparatih phalam, swanandanubhavat shantihi, yeshaivoparatih phalam. Vairagyasya phalam bodha. The Bodha is the fruit of Vairagya. Bodha is proper understanding, Atma Jnanam. Then Bodhasya uparatihi phalam. What is the use of Atma Jnanam? Uparati. Uparati means withdrawal from all these external things. That is the phalam. And Uparati is phalam. What is the phalam of this Uparati? The phalam of Uparati is Swa Ananda Anubhavat Shantihi. Uparati means Swa Ananda Anubhavam. That is Atma Kridaha, Atmaratihi, Atma Kridaha, Atmaratihi Vidwan. Somewhere we read this line. So some Upanishad. Atma Kridaha. Who is sporting in that Atman itself. Atmaratihi. Who is in that savoring that bliss of the self itself. So he is happy. He is happy with the understanding of the self. So such a person, Shanti. Shanti means again Shama. For the word Shama, this again is a noun form, Shanti. So he is in that state of Shanti. So we are now seeing that those things which are told as sadhanani. You see, Vairagya is a sadhanam, and Uparati is a sadhanam, and what is this? Shanti is also, Shama is also a sadhanam. Shanti, these three things which are told as sadhanam, now he is saying that they are getting reinforced after jnana. This we have to understand here. You see, at the time of say Vichara Kala means at the time of when you are still going to a teacher, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana, when you are in that phase, that 3-tier phase, that is what is called Vichara Kala, Vichara Samaya. Vichara means inquiry, investigation. What is this Viveka? When you are doing that Viveka, so these are sadhanani. At that time, you are deliberately, consciously, you are doing them. You are consciously, you are conscious of your Vairagya. You are very consciously withdrawing from external objects. If you recall that sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, what is the sadhana chatushtaya? One is nitya vastu vivekaha. Then iha amutra phalabhoga viraga is that thing. Then shamadhi shatka sampatti, shamadama uparati comes there. So that is one. These three are sadhanani actually. Vairagya is a sadhanam, shama is a sadhanam, uparati is a sadhanam. Those things are there, and they are used as sadhanani, but they remain in the case of a jnani as in a reinforced manner. What was a sadhanam earlier, it becomes a habit now. What was a sadhanam earlier, it becomes a habit now, it becomes a nature. So that is what Shankaracharya says in that Gita Bhashyam also. Krutarthasya lakshanani yani tanyeva sadhanani. A wonderful expression. Krutarthasya sarvatra hi Vedanta Shastre, he says. Sarvatra hi Vedanta Shastre Krutarthasya lakshanani yani tanyeva sadhanani. So here he is saying it in a different way. The sadhanani, they are getting reinforced. They are leading to one another. You see, Vairagyasya phalam bodha, that is Atmajnanam, and bodhasya uparati phalam, and whatever uparati was consciously done earlier, now it becomes a practice. It becomes a it becomes a nature. Uparati, a person is totally withdrawing from all these objects. Then Swanandanubhava Shanti. Shanti is that Shama. Shama was consciously practiced earlier. Now Shama is something which is nature. So Anandanubhava Shantihi Yeshaiva Uparate Phalam. Uparate Phalam. This is the phalam of that Uparati. Shanti is the phalam of that Uparati. So the basic point is, whatever was a sadhanam, or rather whatever was in a normal form at the time of inquiry, now it is in a very strong, in the form of its nature, in a very reinforced form. It has become the nature of the realized person. So, and also Swamiji mentions this point also. This Vairagya, Uparati, they are the Antaranga Sadhana. They remain in the Jnani. Then similarly, Shama also in the same way it is explained. Is this shloka clear? So then we will go to next shloka. For this shloka, our Chandrasekhara Bharati Swami has very elaborately explained, and what he has very elaborately explained, I told you very briefly. And what is the phalam? What is the result of Brahma Vidya? He is again saying, Nivruttih Paramatruptihi Anandonupamasvataha Drushta Dukheshvanudvegaha Vidyayah Prastutam Phalam. Vidyayah Prastutam Phalam. Vidyayah means Brahma Vidyayah. Phalam. Phalam is the result or the fruit. Prastutam. Prastutam means something which is present, something which is experienced in this life. Ihaiva, they say. Ihaiva tayarjita sargaha. Ihaiva. In this world itself, you are realizing it. In this life, not in this world, in this life itself, you are realizing. And if you are performing a yajna, the swarga which you are going to get, it is promised after life. But here, moksha is something which is promised in this life. You are realizing it. So that is what he says. Vidyayah prastutam phalam. That is something, whatever is ihaiva, there is drushta phalam, is a visible as a result. What is that? Nivruttihi paramatruptihi anando anupamasvataha. So nivrutti is, that is cessation of all activity. All activity has ceased to exist. And even if some activity is there, it becomes akarma. The prarabdha karma, due to prarabdha karma, if there is some activity, it becomes akarma. So nivruttihi paramatruptihi anandaha anupamaha. Anupama is unparalleled. Anupama, there is no upama, there is no parallel for that. Anupamaha anandaha. Swataha. Swataha means it is swatah siddham. It comes naturally. And drushta dukheshu anudvegaha. and you are seeing some dukkha. You are, say, a jnani, suppose he faces some adversity, and in that adversity, a normal man will feel, oh, how unfortunate I am, so he will cry. So a jnani, he will not cry. Sukha dukkha, what is that? Samadukkha sukham dhiram. So, samadukkha sukham dhiram, something like that we have seen. Samadukkha, Somrutatvaya kalpate, something we have, that line in Gita. Samadukkha sukha, that is, whether it is dukkha or sukha, he sees it equally. And he is dhira. Dhira is what? Even when there is a cause for some mental disturbance, he doesn't feel disturbed. Vikara hetau sati vikriyante yesham na chetamsi tayeva dhiraha. Isn't it? Kalidasa's line is a famous line. I think I have quoted several times. So even when there is some vikara hetu, even when there is a cause for some disturbance, it is not causing any type of agitation in your mind. So you are a dhira. When your mind is like that, dhiyam rati iti dhiraha. That is dhi. Dhi means buddhi. Dhiyam rati grunhati iti dhiraha. So such a person is dhira. So dushta dukkeshu anudvegaha. Anudvega means not getting agitated. Udvega means agitation. Anudvega means not getting agitated. Drushta dukkeshu, all whatever say adversities are faced, he is having that anudvega. He is not just getting agitated. He is not perturbed by any sort of adversity, and he is like a udasina. He is just staying above it. So these are the fruits. This is the fruit of Brahma Vidya. Is this shloka clear? Ananda anupamaha drushta dukkeshu anudvegaha. So he goes beyond this sukha dukkha. And then next,
jeevan mukta.
Yeah, jeevan mukta only. Jeevan mukta only. So the next shloka, all these shlokas are about jeevan mukta only. The jnani, how he behaves, jnani sthiti, what is the behavior of a jnani. So the next shloka is also about the same thing. Yat krutam bhranti velayam nana karma jugupsitam pashyannaro vivekena tat katham kartumarhati. So yat krutam bhranti velayam means during the time of delusion. Bhranti vela, the time of delusion. During that delusion, that is during ajnana. In that ajnana dasha, in the stage of ignorance. So in that stage of ignorance, whatever has been done. Ignorance means what? Identification with this ego, identification with the upadhi, and having all these things. All this mind. The mind is very, very active. Chitta is very, very active. So all those faculties, all these factors. So raga, dvesha, all those factors are very strong. So at that time, you are doing so many activities. You are liking somebody, you are hitting somebody, you are kicking somebody, you are doing all those things. So all those things with some kartrutva bhavana, bhoktrutva bhavana, this is I, mine, I am the doer, etc., etc., you are doing. So paschat naraha vivekena, that is after this viveka, paschat, later, naraha, katham kartum arhati, how can he do it? He cannot do that. Because he has gone beyond that identification, that chittam has gone. Suppose mind is something which is dictating you what is right, what is your friend and what is your foe, etc., etc. The mind has been neutralized. When the mind has been neutralized and when you are looking everything as Brahman itself, then where is the question of hatred? Where is the question of say I and mine? So unfortunately some people say, even God is having this, they say. Even God, they say, God also is having, oh my people. If they are my people, I will put them in heaven. If they are not my people, I will put them hell. So they are attributing their own ideas to God. So the basic problem is, tell me your God, I will tell you what you are. That is what Tattvavedanta Swami says. So that is, you are attributing your own weaknesses, your own qualities, your own narrow-mindedness to God also. So that is the point. So paschat naraha vivekena tat katham kartum arhati. How can he do that? So we will continue in the say next class. Harihi Om Tat Sat.